Today, I want to share an intriguing idea I came across in David Deutsch's book, The Beginning of Infinity, The True Power of Explanations. It's not just about predicting outcomes, they offer so much more. Let me illustrate this with an example involving something most of us are familiar with, how a car works. Imagine you press the gas pedal in your car. I could tell you a fun story that tiny leprechauns under the hood are spinning pedals to make the wheels turn. Or I could explain the real mechanics, the internal combustion engine, the transmission, and how fuel ignites to produce motion. No matter which explanation I give, the result is the same. Your car moves forward. If explanations were only about predicting outcomes, these two stories would be identical. But they're not. The difference lies in the underlying assumptions, the things we don't explicitly state, but keep in mind when we explain something. So, when do we really need explanations? We need them, especially when something unexpected happens. Imagine you believe that leprechauns make your car move. It's all fine until one day, your car suddenly stalls. You pop the hood, and instead of finding leprechauns, you see a bunch of complex machinery. That surprise? It's because your mental model was based on incorrect assumptions. Creating a good explanation involves a few key steps. First, you need to clearly identify the problem. Let's say your car has stopped running. Next, you brainstorm possible reasons why this might have happened. Maybe the leprechauns are tired, or perhaps there's an issue with the fuel system. Then, you start thinking through your ideas. If the leprechauns were tired, you'd probably hear them, right? But your car is silent, suggesting otherwise. So, you lean towards the fuel system being the cause. Finally, you check under the hood. You find no leprechauns, but you see the fuel tank is empty and the engine is hot. This helps you understand that the fuel system is indeed the issue. Through this process, your explanation changes from a fun idea to a solid understanding based on what you observe and learn. But what makes a good explanation? According to David Deutsch, a good explanation should be: first, it needs to be based in reality and backed by evidence. You can't just make things up. Your explanation should reflect what's actually happening. Second, it should cover enough detail to be clear without getting too complicated. You want to provide enough information so people understand but not overwhelm them. Third, it should be something you can test and potentially prove wrong. This means your explanation should be open to verification and not just taken on faith. Fourth, a good explanation outlines what can happen and what can't. It sets clear boundaries on the possibilities, helping us understand the limits of our knowledge. And finally, it should help fix any misunderstandings or issues we had before. A good explanation resolves confusion and leads us to a better understanding. Good explanations do more than just predict outcomes. They help us understand the world better. They allow us to build accurate mental models, solve problems effectively, and communicate ideas clearly. Whether you're troubleshooting a car, explaining a complex project to your team, or sharing insights with your audience, crafting good explanations is key to deepening our understanding and making informed decisions. So what do you think? Was this a good explanation?